What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel and check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on a post that I recently came across, and it was about the two commissioners, right? You got Stern, and then you got what's today's commissioner name? I keep forgetting his name. Anyway, it Silver, Adam Silver, right? And so what basically this post was saying that dynasty, to compare dynasties to championships, right? And so what I want to know is like how you all feel about dynasties compared to championships. Um, which one do you feel is better for the NBA, the dynasty or the championship? In my opinion, I think dynasties are better for the NBA. Um, and my reason for saying that is dynasties raise, like when you have a great team in the NBA, everybody's shooting for that great team. And so that means that everybody is just, well, everybody's just trying to get better so they can be able to beat that great team. When you when Magic and Bird was in the league, everybody, it was a bullseye on their back. Everybody wanted to prove that they can, that they could beat the Celtics or they can beat the Lakers. And I thought that was good for the league and it was good for competition, right? Same thing for like Michael Jordan. When Michael Jordan was in the league, Michael Jordan had a target on his back. And Michael Jordan got everybody's A game. I don't care if he was playing um, the New York Knicks, which was a rival for them, or if he was playing the Indiana Pacers, which was another rival to them, or if he was playing the Wizards, that everybody just wanted, nobody wanted to Mike to make them look like a fool out there. So everybody, he had the A game, he got everybody's A game. And so what happens when you get everybody A game? That means you understand that there's a target on your back, and that means that you have to perform at an elite level all the time. You always have to perform at an elite level, and I just think that makes for better basketball. Even in the like if even in cities where as though they didn't have like a great team at the time, that just raised everybody level because everybody has something to shoot for. You want to beat the Celtics, you want to beat the Lakers, and so you get up for those games. And the fact that like Commissioner Stern, only had 8 different champions during the time that he was during his 30 years, he only had 8 different champions, right? But you also, another way to look at it too is that the league was more popular then. You know, ratings were up, attendance was up because the dynasties. I even think like even in football, I thought football was better when you had the Cowboys was a dynasty. Then you had the Steelers was a dynasty. The 49ers had a dynasty. I thought that was good for football because everybody is shooting for those guys. Um, everybody, you got to be on point if you want to be able to compete with these guys. And I thought that was good for football. I think it's good for basketball. So now you got Adam Silver in the NBA now, and there's parity. But if you don't know who's going to be, or every year you have a different champion, you know, you don't have a team that raises the level of play in the league. Every year somebody different. And to me, it's not as exciting. And I think it's been proven by like the ratings in the NBA, ticket sales, merch sales, like all that stuff is down. There's not, it's good for the individual teams, in an individual fan base. Like if you're an OKC fan and y'all won it this year, that's good for your fan base. Everybody in with that fan base, they get to enjoy that for this year. And then next year, if your fan base don't win it, then it's not really it's like ebbs and flows. Like when the Milwaukee Bucks won it, everybody thought that, like Milwaukee was ready to, they was ready to go on a run and start winning championships. Then they made changes to their team. They got rid of coach, they got rid of, players, and that just changed the direction of their team. The Denver Nuggets, with the Joker, they won it, and everybody thought, okay, now here we go. The Joker get ready, you know, he get ready to go on a run, and they won that ring, and haven't been able to get back. That was good for the Denver Nuggets for that year, but it wasn't good for the NBA, like the overall fan base. And I think even when you have dynasties in the league, that's even good for like not just the diehard fans, but like the novice fans, like people who don't really follow basketball. Then they be like, "Uh-oh, every time I hear about basketball, I hear about the Denver Nuggets or I hear about the Milwaukee Bucks. Let me tune in and see what's going on." And then that's how you develop a fan, you expand your fan base when you have somebody like that, a team that's winning every year. Even if you have a team that people like, I want to, I'm watching just so I can see them lose. That's good for the league. Like the Patriots, the Patriots had a fan base, that Boston fan base, that New England fan base was great, right? But then you have people who watch just so they can see, just hoping that the Patriots lose. I don't like Tom Brady. Then you had deflate gate. Then you had like the scandal with what was the thing where they said that they were stealing, filming other teams. So all that stuff, man, was good for the NFL. Even though, it just created a buzz. It was good for the NFL. And I consider like what Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, what they did in New England was a dynasty. Like, and especially in this age, to be able to win 6 rings, that was, that's just crazy. So yeah, man, like if you'd have had, and the fact that when you got somebody that's winning so much, then that means that they are preventing other people from winning, and then that creates even more um like anxiety and more excitement around the game, man. So in my opinion, man, it's all about the dynasty. I think that the NBA, hopefully they'll get back to the dynasties or allow dynasties to develop. Who like the thing with this OKC team, like they're a young team. If they can if they can keep these kids together and develop, Holmgren, SGA, then the other kid Williams. If they can keep these kids together and allow them to learn the game and to grow in the game and to continue to win like that, man, it'll be good for basketball. It'll be good for basketball. I think what with the Indiana Pacers, hopefully the guy Halliburton, hopefully he get better and hopefully, they'll keep their team together and then there'll be a back and forth. The the NBA is really going to have to allow dynasties or figure out a way without cheating, but allow these teams to have dynasties. It's just good for the game. In my opinion, it's good for the game. I don't, like every year, a different team winning football or a different team winning basketball. Um, it ain't, to me, as a diehard fan, I just think it's good to have somebody on the top of the hill that everybody is shooting for. whether it's Chicago Bulls, whether it's the New England Patriots, whether it's the Yankees, you know, like you need, or the Cowboys back in the day, you need like somebody at the top of that hill. Everybody's shooting for it. It just, you know, either people, it's like a love-hate relationship. Either you love the Patriots or you hate the Patriots. Either you love Chicago Bulls or you hate the Chicago Bulls. But either way, man, that ball of emotions, yeah, that yin and that yang is good for the sport. So, um, yeah, man, I'm all for dynasties, man. If you know, and I think the NBA going to have to lean towards the dynasty thing if they want those ratings to go back up. But that's my take on it. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about it. And with that being said, I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.